Okay, guys. Looks like this is how these sportsmen are going to wind up being. There was a comment, that's not going to work, Charlie. It's not going to happen. You got 19,000s between them. The other ones are pretty close. One guide was off a touch because the intake guide was so bad when I put bronze in. It came out more clearance than that, but three of them are just like that. Not really a big deal. Where we're sitting with these sportsmen right now is here. You can see the pluses and minuses from last time you saw them, but last time you saw them was a 2.1 inch valve. So since I went up to a 2.125, I have a lot more shrouding. I'm going to have to work on that. I think that's what's holding it up. And even though it's being held up, it really isn't that bad. The exhaust I really got working pretty well. Okay, I'm going to do some theory. It's really what I want to do today. I want to do I want to do some perfect port shape theory. Okay, we know where this port is right now. And let me do some quick drawings, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to fill this bowl and then fill the short side radius with clay. Okay, terrible drawings as usual, but I'm going to take the same amount of clay, and as closely as I can, I'm going to narrow the short side radius on one test, right? So we have plenty of flow on the roof, but it's going to change the speed on the short side radius, right? The air will have to go up and around these big bumps. And the other one, we're going to fill part of the bowl. The roof of the bowl we're going to fill up with the same amount of clay. And we're going to see which one flows better. Okay, we know where the port is right now with nothing in it, right? So we're going to do that. I'll probably have to piece this all together with Sophia later. But I'm going to see if I can do it. If I have to start and stop this a couple times to keep it paused, I will. Okay, you can see I filled quite a bit of the bowl in. Right, tried to make like a triangle shape port. Let's see how it does. Almost there, guys. Almost. Alright, guys, that's what we got so far. Now I got to pull it off the bench and fill that short side radius. Now I'm using the exact same amount of clay I did for the last test. Let's see how this works. Okay, second part of the test. Garage is hot, so that does make a little bit of a difference. It's quite a few degrees hotter than the last test. Okay, quick look over. The upside down triangle, which had the short side radius filled. Let's put the pluses and minuses. Okay, it only got one plus. And somebody, as I'm doing the test, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, did I make this test as even as I could have? Because, and you know what? It's a little skewed because, and I only thought of it while I was doing it. Because the apex of the short side radius to the roof is less of a distance than when I fill the bowl. I think to make it a more of a fair competition, you'd say, I have to redo the first test and put it over the short side radius. Okay, I think this is a little more even a test. We'll see. All right, not gorgeous, but I think we can get it done. Okay, almost there. Okay, still hot. Okay, I think that's a fairer test. And what can we learn? If we compare the two columns on the right, we have the upside down triangle in the middle row, and we have the triangle on the right. So we have a full short side radius here. We have a narrowed short side radius here. Let's put some pluses and minuses in. Okay, we lose a little bit at the very low lift, and then we gain throughout the lift curve. And it's not a small gain, it's almost 50 CFM. And I tried to keep the area as close as I could without going nuts. It's an interesting experiment, and I think we're going to do a couple experiments like this. And the whole point is where do you need to spend your time? Right? Now I see a lot of pro work, and they don't have it shaped like a triangle. It's usually a giant rectangle. And part of me always says, is that the most efficient shape? I have a feeling it's because of the way the casting is designed. They're really just shooting for CSA, right? They need cross-sectional area more than anything else. And that's why it's relatively rectangular. Now, if we didn't have to worry about CSA and we could just go by shape, I'm pretty sure the one on the far right is a better port design. Wide short side radius. And of course, we're only talking about 23, 20 degree stuff. Small block Chevy, small block Ford stuff with relatively low bent ports. Okay, once you get into higher ports, they completely change. But that's what we're going to be doing mostly on this channel is low port, 23, 20 degree stuff. We'll do some LS stuff, but I'm gonna say this is gonna stand true. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you soon.